Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Emma.
And we're from Things by Twins. And today we're going to show you how to make a gut health drink called Kombucha Tea. First we're going to need a SCOBY. A SCOBY, it's spelt S-C-O-B-Y, and it stands for Symbiotic Culture of Bacteria and Yeast. Big, which sounds SCOBY. Sounds, yeah, terrible, but and it actually looks terrible as well, but it's really, really good for your health. The bacteria that it adds to your gut is just spot on. So our supplies today are the kombucha tea, which includes the SCOBY inside, our tea, sugar, a couple of bowls, and our journal to write down what we've done today. Let's get started. So making a kombucha tea is just like making a cup of tea. All we need is our tea, our hot water, and our SCOBY. So you want to measure out 1 cup of sugar. Do you have a measuring cup? And we put in 4 cups of water, boiling water. So I like to do a combination of green tea, rooibos, and normal tea. And we're going to put in 6 tea bags of each in. That's a lot of tea. It is a lot of tea. How much water did you put in? 4 cups of water. I'm learning this today too. But Rachel's been doing it for years. So that's our tea. And I'll see what my ingredients were last time. Because you can actually flavour the kombucha tea. That's after we've made the kombucha. Right. Good enough? Yep, lovely. Stick it in and give it a mix around. Stick it in. Now we will actually put more water in here to help it cool down, because you can't put your SCOBY in hot water. It needs to go in room temperature water. So we're actually going to have to wait for this to cool down. So I'm going to wait till it steeps, and then I'm going to add another 4 cups of water. Because the SCOBY is actually living, isn't it? Bacteria and yeast. It is. It's a living thing, and you don't want to kill it. So we have to dissolve all the yeast. Dissolve the sugar. So this big bad boy is our SCOBY. Oh my golly gosh. So that there is gold. It's going to go inside there. Plus we need 1 cup of our kombucha, which we're going to put in here, not the hot one. Okay. So that bit there we're going to use for our new tea, and this part here is actually what we're going to drink. So it's been half an hour and it's cooled a little bit, but we are going to put in some cold water just to cool it right down. Okay, so in our jar here, in a nice big jar with no lid on it, we're going to put in our 1 cup of kombucha tea. Now, what if you don't have kombucha tea already? So, if you're going to get a SCOBY from either a friend or buy it from the shops, some health food shops sell it, it will come with 1 cup of tea. And the next ingredient is our SCOBY. So there you go, that's what it looks like. It's a little bit gross, but it is a yeasty bacteria. Oh, that is? Sorry, I should have been taking these tea bags out, shouldn't I? That's all right. Then we're going to put our 4 cups of water in.
I might actually put it in there so it's cooled down properly before we put it in with our SCOBY. And you want to use filtered water, which is really important because your SCOBY is obviously a living thing that we told you earlier, and it does not like the chlorine and the fluoride and all the other yucky things in the... so this is actually rainwater that has been filtered. So it's just lovely, lovely water, and it makes wonderful kombucha. So that goes in there. Do we have a funnel? We do have a funnel, but let's see how you go. It's cooking. It's meant to make a mess. Alright, so our last step today is going to be putting a little cloth over the top. And then we put a lacquer band over the top of that, so no creepy crawlies get in there. And then that sits on your bench, not in direct sunlight, but in a nice bright spot for 3 weeks. And then in 3 weeks' time, we'll come back and we'll flavour it for you. So we're back 3 weeks later, and Rachel's tasted the kombucha to make sure that it is ready for the next stage. So what does that mean? How do you know it's ready? So basically it was a cup of tea before, so sugary tea. So I just, after 3 weeks, I just have a little taste, and if it's still too sugary, I just wait another week. So I've tasted it and it's just starting to go a little bit kind of, I'm going to use the word vinegary, but it's not vinegar. So that's when you know that it's ready to go. So today we are going to do one of my favourites, lemon and honey. My favourite as well. Although I do love the fruit ones you do, the raspberries and yeah. Mango is a really huge favourite, but they're very expensive, so you can't do that one very often. And it's not summer at the moment, it's winter. Yeah. So if you could grab the jar for me. What are we doing? We're just pouring our kombucha into this. Oh, this is the one that we're going to drink. This is the flavouring one. Yeah. And it has to be one that you can seal shut. So all the bubbles will form. The fruit helps, the fruit ferments and helps the bubbles. So we've got bubbles already forming, but this will just help. And we leave the fruit in for 3 days, sealed completely shut. So let's cut all that up. Right. Also, I might put a little bit of ginger in. I'll grab that. Are we just going to juice this? Yeah, juice it. You can also put berries in. That's really super easy. So the juice of 1 lemon. We might go a few actually. I've got a lime here, so we might do lemon and lime. And the more fruit you put in it, the more bubbles will come, and the more flavour it will have. But we've got to combat that with lots of local, raw honey. It's super important that it's raw honey, just for your health really, not for the kombucha's sake. And it is really cold. Obviously it's winter at the moment, so I'm going to put a little bit of hot water in a jar just to kind of make it a bit more runnier. So when you're doing the berries and things, do you need to put a sweetener in there, in those ones? No, that's heaps sweet enough. Yeah. The pulp and everything in with it. Really? Yeah, that helps it get the bubbles. Yeah, because we're going to strain it afterwards anyway, when this is finished. After the 3 days. Oh, after the 3 days. So that is nice and dissolved, and that will go into our kombucha tea really nicely now. And with the ginger, I'm just going to like bash it up and crush it a little bit. Once it defrosts. You don't put pips in though. I don't really think it will matter, but no, I don't generally put the pips in. Yeah, no, it's fine. So that's probably Ooh, good, what, 3/4 cup of lemon juice there?
Yep. Chuck it in?
Yep. And our honey. Might leave it there because I have to leave a little bit of a gap.
Oh wow.
There's a few too many pips. Because the gas has to form, and depending on how much fruit you put in it, sometimes you might need to, what they call, burp it a little bit. So you just, so you just go every day, every morning, whatever.
Yeah.
It just depends on how fermenting your fruit is. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So that's it. And all you have to do with the leftover kombucha is make your big cup of tea again. Make sure it's cool, and then pop it back in again.
You don't have to do anything with the SCOBY?
And then you can start again. Do you know what? This SCOBY, because it's winter, didn't grow a heck of a lot, so I'm just going to leave that in there as is. But normally you would just take the SCOBY off the top and get the one from down the bottom. But it hasn't grown a heck of a lot, so I'm just going to pop the tea in there and pop that back over the top.
Right, so this one, does this one go in the fridge?
So that one goes in your pantry. After 3 days, you can sieve it out, get all the bits out of it, and then stick it in your fridge. But honestly, with 5 people in the family, it doesn't last very long at all.
Right.
So we go through it pretty quickly. Yeah.
Lovely. So, thank you for watching our video, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.